If you want to buy a cell phone in Asia, you might come to a smartphone center like this one here in Hong Kong. You'll notice that Huawei is everywhere. The Chinese company is the world's second biggest seller of smartphones, and although its devices aren't that common in the US, they're actually very American. This new model, which the company lent me for this video, contains software and parts that would be familiar to any American smartphone user. It comes with Google Maps, so I know where I'm going. I use Gmail to catch up on messages. The scratch-proof screen is even made in the US. But soon, these features and software could become unavailable for millions of Huawei users, and that's because of a US Commerce Department blacklisting that prevents American companies from selling it technology. Huawei has been accused by the US government of being a national security threat, which Huawei denies.
Huawei is an instrument of the Chinese government.
The Trump administration has said that Huawei could help the Chinese government spy using its products, including 5G equipment and smartphones like this one. This means that if the ban remains in place, American tech companies won't be allowed to export crucial hardware and software to Huawei. That's everything from semiconductors to proprietary apps. Out of $70 billion that Huawei spent on procurement in 2018, about $11 billion went to US firms, including Qualcomm, Intel, and Micron Technology. Huawei also says it has 92 core suppliers. 33 of them are US companies, outnumbering China's 25. So although the exact impact on US companies from this ban will be hard to predict, we do know that American companies will be feeling the Chinese companies' pain from this trade blockade. Now let's have a look inside this phone and see which American components go in it. First, let's look at the software. These are the apps and services that people rely on every day. Huawei doesn't have its own operating system. So far, its go-to has been Google's Android. The suite of apps like Google Maps, Gmail, and YouTube have helped make Huawei smartphones globally popular. But now, with the US restriction, future models of Huawei phones won't automatically have those apps installed. Users of Google Maps and Gmail will have to find open source alternatives. Huawei will also lose access to some security updates from Google after a 90-day grace period, potentially exposing them to buggier software and threats. There are thousands of little parts that make up one phone. Again, many are made in the US. Corning makes the phone's shiny glass body. Called Gorilla Glass, it gives Huawei smartphones that tough exterior. It's also a popular brand among other smartphone makers. Now look inside. The printed circuit board is like the brain. It's an essential part of any electronic device, housing many of the most important components on the phone. These are the audio amplifiers, and they're made by the Texas company Cirrus Logic. They make sure you get a loud and clear audio signal when you're listening to music or receiving a call. Massachusetts-based company Skyworks makes the phone's power amplifier. It's crucial for keeping your phone connected to your carrier's network so you can make calls or stream your favorite show. Every phone needs a robust storage chip for your selfies and videos. Huawei's latest model uses a chip from the Idaho-based company Micron Technology. There are plenty of other critical parts that are made in the US, but the tiny circuit board also has components from Japan, France, Germany, and of course, China. For decades, globalization has pushed companies to do business across borders. This phone is just one example of how many companies are now caught up in the US actions against Huawei, and how unpredictable doing business in the global supply chain can be. We reached out to these companies for comment. Google said it's complying with the order and reviewing the implications. Skyworks told us it's suspended shipments to Huawei. Micron said it's done the same and is also evaluating the impact on its business. Others didn't respond to our requests. Huawei has been under fire from the US government for a while now, and the company has been stockpiling parts, even building its own operating system to replace Android. While Huawei may be able to cope by finding substitutes for its US components, it'll come at a cost, likely in the form of hardware and software that's just not as good. The ones who notice the difference will be the millions of users of Huawei phones.